Whoa, it's challenge 5. Woohoo! And of course it's the heaviest one because it's 5. It's at the end, right? But I think it's going to be so beneficial. Thank you so much for staying the course. I hope that this course has really helped you to think about all those components of building inquiry in your classroom. Did I go into the step-by-step of how to do a lesson? No, I didn't. Because that is innate of you as an inquiry teacher. How you do it, how I do it is going to be completely different because we're different, our students are different, just providing you the tools of how you can make it different. That's the key. So as we go into this last piece, I want you to think about where you are in the year and making a kind of a broader goal, okay? So there's different types of inquiry out there, different stages, different continuums, whatever. I call them stages, okay? Which are just basically steps in the inquiry process. So we're gonna go over what are these different stages, and I want you to think of where you currently are. You don't have to annotate it anywhere except here, right? And then I want you to make the goal to challenge yourself to move to the next stage over, because that's how we grow. You can stay there for the whole year. You could stay there for a reporting cycle. That's completely up to you. Completely up to you. But we want to see growth eventually leading towards student-driven inquiry. Ooh, I told you one of them. So let's go over those stages. Stage 1 is going to be teacher-driven inquiry. Teacher-driven inquiry looks like this. You walk into a classroom, the teacher is posing the questions, they've given the information, now the whole class is engaging in the same inquiry, and the teacher's involved. The teacher's actually leading the inquiry. That's teacher-driven. The teacher is controlling every aspect of the learning that's happening. Now, the next stage over is modeled inquiry. Modeled inquiry is exactly like it sounds. The teacher chooses all the questions, the topic, the process, and the product. They model it for the students. Then the students complete it. Okay? Then we move on to the next stage, which is shared inquiry. This is where the teacher comes to the students and says, hey, we want to help you become more a part of this process in the shared inquiry. I'm going to give you the topic. I'm going to post some questions. Now, I want you guys in your own groups to design the process and the product on how you're going to make that happen. Then the last stage, which is student-driven inquiry. The students, because of success criteria, know what's required. They pose the questions. They create the process. They create the product. The teacher is circulating around the room, answering questions, clearing up misconceptions, posing questions. I shouldn't say answering questions. Take that back. They're posing questions. So if a child asks a question, they ask another question back. The reason why that's so powerful, because if the teacher answers the question, then what's left for them to inquire, right? Very powerful. So this is what I want you, your final task to be. I want you to look at yourself and thinking about your unit. Well, that's more your team, but think about yourself. Where are you in the stages of inquiry? Where do you think? And if you were to say, hey, so I'm going to give a model. If I were at teacher-driven inquiry, then for this school year, I want to become more, demonstrate more modeled inquiry. I want to move one stage over, okay? This is going to, let's just face it, this is going to challenge you because now you're going to have to employ different skill set. It's also going to require you to make more relevance with your students, and it's going to also make it that you need to make the learning more universal. Good thing someone taught you those strategies on how to do that. Awesome. So that's what you're going to do. What you're going to do is you're going to make that goal. Where am I going to be this year, or for half a year, whatever. Then pick 3 to 5 inquiry thinking strategies that you want to work on as a leader of the learning. Okay? And look at how am I going to develop those strategies to help me get to my goal. That makes sense? I hope so. So, once again, pick the stage you want to focus on for the year or for a given period of time, and then 3 to 5 inquiry thinking strategies you think will get you there. It's so important because, once again, going back to those goals, making it bite-sized, something that we can quantify. So what we're going to be doing in the live session today is we're going to look at how do we do this with our students? How do we get them more understanding of the why of the unit? And also we're going to look at the 4 dimensions of assessment. How do we assess learning in this inquiry-driven way? So you can do it. Post your ideas. Once again, burning questions will be in another post. I know you can do it. I'll see you in the live session. We're almost done. Woohoo!